Hey, hey everyone, good morning. Can you confirm audible or not? Can you hear me?
Yeah, hi. Yeah.
Yeah. So where we stopped in the last session? In the last session we discussed about how to create a variable in JavaScript. How to create a variable in JavaScript and syntactically how it looks like. Syntactically how it looks like. The next one is like okay, one error message also we discussed is like is not defined. And the next thing is like JavaScript is like dynamically typed programming language. Okay, the statement is like correct. So how we can justify is like JavaScript is like a dynamically typed programming language, okay, or not. Okay, Java is like dynamically programming language or not. So JavaScript is like dynamically typed programming language. Why? Because it allocated the memory for that particular variable value dynamically. But Java first allocate the memory and then it is going to place the value or not. Yesterday up to here we discussed. Yesterday up to here we discussed. To here we discussed. Anyone have any questions so far? Anyone have any questions?
So in JavaScript, memory is allocated dynamically, right? So means after
Yeah.
value, yeah, in Java, basically based on the data type, it will allocate.
Yeah,
And
based on the data type in Java, the memory is like allocate, okay, into 4 bytes, something like that. But in JavaScript, there is no data type. That one is leave it, okay. But whenever the variable is like created with some value, okay, for that particular value, how much memory is required dynamically, it's going to allocate whenever you use the first step. So
so while using, at what time it will allocate? Means while running or
at runtime, right? First time, it is like
runtime, right? Okay.
it is allocated.
Okay.
The value how much big it was, it is not a matter, just it is going to allocate how much memory is required, that much memory is going to allocate. Okay, yesterday you create like variable with big integer but there is no error, nothing. But the same thing if you do with Java, then the time it gives an error like integer number is like too large, right?
Okay.
Okay, so the next topic is like if you go here, yeah, if you write something like this console.log of, okay, location, what's your answer? Console.log of location, what's your answer?
Reference error. Location is not defined.
LOC is not defined.
Location LOC is not defined. Error you can get it or not. So in this particular scope, it is looking for this particular variable. So you can get it. So here console.log of, what is the what,
No error.
what it is?
Undefined. Storage class.
No error. Why here no error means very simple. You are looking for one member means the way of, okay, the flow I'm going to tell. First it is going to check this LOC is like a predefined member or not. Okay, if it is not the predefined member, then the next level thing is like, is it like coming from any other library or not? Still if it is not, it is going to check like, are you defined or not? Okay, still if you not, then the time you can get the error. Now say I have one variable console.log of local storage. You are looking for which member? Local storage, right? You are looking for the local storage. First, it is going to check is local storage is like a predefined member or not. Okay, if it is like a predefined member, means JavaScript people define. Then that time no problem, no problem. You can get the value or not. You can get the value. Okay. Now the next level thing is like what? Come on, the next level. If this is not the predefined one, okay, it is going to check for, okay, is there any library you loaded? in that library this member is there or not. It's going to check. Library is nothing but external JS file. Okay, still if you not found in the library, now it is going to check in that particular file, in that particular context, in that particular context, is it like defined or not. Still it is not, then that time only you can get the error is like what is not defined. Then that time only you can get the error is like what is not defined. If you come here, local storage, you are not the person. Okay, you are not the person. Okay, define this particular member. Who defined? JavaScript people defined. Okay, now I'm going to write like local storage is equals to VTS. Local storage equals to VTS. Now local storage, observe here. Here also local storage is equals to VTS is there. Local storage, if I check, you get the value like what? Storage. So who get the first priority by seeing this one? I defined the member local storage. Local storage, here also local storage only. Here the local storage value is what? VTS. But whenever I am retrieving the local storage, I get like what? Storage. That means first it is going to check the local storage is like a predefined member or not. If it is like a predefined member, that value only returned or not. Return that value. Now see, local storage, I'm looking for that. First it is going to check is a predefined member or not. If it is a predefined member, okay, which value is there for that predefined member? A storage class object. So that particular member only returned or not. If he not found that one, it's not a predefined one, then that time it is going to check for what? Library. It is like an external JS file. External JS file. Any library, any JS file you can load in your browser, right? So in the external JS file, that member is there or not there, it is going to check. If it is there, it is going to return that value. Still that particular member not in the external JS file. Now it is going to check in the file, there or not there. If it is there, okay, return that value. In that file also, okay, file is nothing but here in this console. In that file also, if you not found, then that time you can get the error is like what is not defined. Okay, okay. If I write like this, the procedure is what? First, this player name check where this particular member checked where in the
It is
members.
predefined or not.
Okay, if it is not there, next go to library, not
Libraries.
using any libraries. Next go to in that context. In that context is nothing but in this particular file, player name is not defined. These three are like failed. Okay, then that time you can get which error? Then that time you can get which error? Is not
Is
defined.
not defined.
Is not defined. So my player name is equals to Sachin. Okay. Now if I write like a player name, first, it is going to check in the predefined members list, not there. Next, it is going to
Where,
check in the library.
where is that predefined member list? You can.
Yeah, I will tell. Okay, not there. And then it is going to check all the predefined members. We can check in JavaScript. There has one global variable is there that is called as a window. Okay, this is one window now. Yes or no? Browser is like a window only, right? So in this particular object, you can see all your predefined members in JavaScript. Now, if you observe here, there has local storage there or not there.
Yeah.
Local storage there or not there. Yes or no? So we can say my window variable, my window whose type is like an object. It's like a super object in JavaScript. My window is like a super object in JavaScript. Yes or no? My window object is like a super object in JavaScript. So the procedure, okay, the flow is like first check in the predefined members. If it is there, it is going to return that value, and then libraries it is going to check, and then file it is going to check. If not there, then the time only you can get the error is like is not defined. Otherwise, okay, you can return, you can get the value one of this. Okay, na? Up to here, okay. This point is okay, everyone. How it is going to looking for the member? That member may be variable or a method, whatever it may be. Okay, this is the flow. Okay, that member may be a variable, may be a class, it may be a function, whatever it may be. It is looking for that particular member in this order, predefined list, and then library, and then within the context is nothing but within that particular file, within that particular file. Okay, na? Okay, everyone. And I have one more statement is there. I'm going to write that statement. That's correct only. Just for you can explain that statement. JavaScript is a functional and object-oriented programming language. Oops, you can put it. Come on. It's like a functional as well as object-oriented also. The statement is correct. Okay. Can anyone explain me why my JavaScript is like functional programming language as well as object-oriented also? As well as Python also same. As well as Python also same. Can anyone? Okay, very simple. Go to the console. Here, if I write like something like this, so I created like one function. Directly, I can get the services from the function or not. Yes or no? Okay, individual functions I can okay, I can access, I can execute or not. Now I have a class is there. I have a class is there. N1 equals to 10. I'm able to access or not. I can create a class. I can access the members of a class also or not. Don't think more about this one. We not discuss that. The class and functions. Okay. I can write a function directly. I can execute that particular function simply. I can create a class, whatever the class features or their object-oriented programming system features or there like in encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and abstraction, all we can apply here also. Okay, that's the reason we can directly use the functions as well as we can directly use like a object-oriented concepts also here. Okay, that's the reason my JavaScript is like a both functional as well as object-oriented also. It's like a functional as well as object-oriented also. You can write the functions directly as well as you can use the object-oriented concepts like class or object, inheritance, so polymorphism means so overloading, overriding, and abstraction. Okay, encapsulation, all these concepts you can use. Understood? Okay, now the next thing is like functions. This concept also common for any programming language. In general, tell me how we can, when you can go with the functions, why we need functions in any programming language. General question. Don't think more.
To
Sir,
handle
if
some
we,
functionality.
Simple,
sir,
right?
if we repeat same code again, that time we'll use function.
Yeah. See, okay, for example, I need some functionality. Okay, find the sum of two numbers in any programming language. Don't think about the JavaScript. Okay, in any programming language, you can take it. Okay, I have one functionality. Okay, that functionality you can directly without function also you can write it. Okay, but it is recommended to write within the function. Why, you know? Okay, if you write directly, then that time the problem here. Okay, you can write here. Okay, and then you can write the same functionality if you want to use. Again, you have to write it or not. Okay, to avoid that one, okay, what we are going to do is see one person is there. Okay, person one. He want like find the sum of 10, 20 numbers. So what he's going to do directly, he has the first number. Okay, it is like one variable, hold the value 10. He has the second number and he can find the sum, and he just print the sum. That's it. Here he not used any functions, nothing. There has one more person also there. Okay, he also want to find the sum of 10, 20. So what he did, okay, he also written like where n2 equals to 20, my where sum equals to, n1 plus n2, and here my console dot log of sum. Like this, how many, for example, 10 members required the same functionality. 10 members required the same functionality. Now tell me, each and every person supposed to be write like 4 lines of code. The overall is like 40 lines of code you have to write. 40 lines of code. One line, for example, to take like, okay, 1 minute time to execute. Okay, how much time is required to complete this action, complete action? 40 minutes are required. See, the requirement satisfied, everyone get the expected output only 30, 30, 30, 30. But is it the recommended approach or not in any programming language? Is it the recommended approach? Is it the recommended approach? No, right?
No.
No, right? Okay, why means the first thing is like you written the duplicate code, right? In any programming language, writing the duplicate code is not the recommended one. So what is the best approach? You can tell 10 members requires the functionality is like find the sum of 10, 20. If multiple people is expecting, okay, the same kind of functionality, don't write the same code which is related to that functionality again and again. Can you do one thing? With that functionality, can you create a function? With that functionality, can you create a function? In any programming language, just you can create a function. Okay, how we can create a function? Okay, let's go with the JavaScript. In JavaScript, if you want to create a function, how we can create a function? Very simple. Come on. Function is the keyword.
Function name,
Is the keyword. After that, your function name.
name.
Name. After that, any programming language you can take it. The function we can represent by using these braces or not. Any programming language you can take it. We can represent the function like this or not. After that, the function contains what? Okay, arguments. After that, we can take that one. Okay, function contains, okay, some functionality, right? For the purpose, I need to write some code. That code I'm going to handle it in this particular block. We can say this is like a function body, you can say a function body. So function is a keyword. After that, function name and representation and my function body or not. Okay, this is my simple syntax in JavaScript. In JavaScript. Okay, in Java, within the class, we can write like a function public void, okay, function name, okay, function representation and body. If it is like a Python, okay, we have the keyword called as a def is the keyword. Okay, like that. Like that. Function purpose is same, but the syntax is like different. Okay, let's go. Okay, here I want to write a function. Function. What is my function name? My function name always reflects, okay, always tells something about the what kind of functionality you handled. Okay, sum of two numbers. So can I use like any name you can put it, but I want to use like a sum. And my function representation and okay, my function body. In the function body, okay, whatever the functionality you written multiple times. So can you place that functionality? Can you place that functionality? Yes or no? Can you place that functionality? Done. Okay, now my simple JavaScript function is ready or not, which handles some functionalities like what? Find the sum of 10, 20 or not. Once you written the function, okay, there is no use. In any programming language, if you write a function, there is no use. When you can get the services from the function? In any programming language, when you can get the
After
services
creating
from
an
the function?
object.
Whenever you create, okay, whenever you call that particular function or not. Yes or no? Whenever you call that particular function or not. So that who requires that functionality, can you ask them to call it? Okay, if you want to call, okay, how we can call? Okay, if I want to call you with your name only, right? So what is the name of my function? Sum. Okay, if
Sum.
you want to call, okay, again, the call representation, see this braces or not. In any programming language, my function calling, okay, function name and this particular syntax, this braces you have to use it or not. So not only person one who requires that particular functionality, my person two required like this. How many members required that particular functionality? How many members required? Okay, these many people are required, right? 10 members required or not. So tell me here what you achieved compare with the last one. How many times you written the code now? How many times you written the code now?
One time.
Only one time. That is like 4 lines of code only or not. Okay, but that code you call it like multiple times. That is based on your requirement. You call it like multiple times. That is based on your requirement or not. So my function, why we go for functions means the functions which is used for what? To handle some functionality which can be reusable or not. Handle some functionality which can be reusable. How many times you want, that many times you can call it or not. Yes or no? Okay. Now, general question in any programming language. Okay. Whatever we discussed so far, just forgot about this one. Okay. It's like new one. If you see somewhere the code like this, if you see somewhere one statement like this, what do you think about this statement? In your mind, what it's running? If you see this statement in your mind, what it's running?
Function call.
Function call.
Function call, right? So here two sections are there. Okay, this is one section and this is one section or not? Yes or no? So my fn, you are doing what? Fn, we are calling or not? You are calling fn means, or you are calling a means, my a should be what? What we
Should be
can
a
call in any
function.
programming language? What we can
Functions.
call in any programming language? Functions only we can call it, right? Okay, if it is like a method, okay, in the class, that's also we have to call it. So in this case, a, you are doing what? A calling, you only said, right? This is like a calling. If this syntax, okay, if you see this statement anywhere, it is nothing but a calling. Okay, a calling is nothing but a should be what we can call, functions only we can call
Functions.
or not, so that my a should be a function or not. Understood about this statement, everyone? Understood about this statement? Okay, from this statement we are going to see one more error message. About this statement is okay, everyone? Okay, now I'm going to write, if I execute this statement, what happened? See, first you created one variable. Yes, you created like one variable. What is my variable? Where x is equals to 10. So my x is what? Is a number. Now, if you come here, x calling, if you come to this statement, you are calling x means x should be what? Okay, x should be
Functions.
what? A function. But the actual x value is what?
10.
Variable.
A number.
Integer. Number.
Okay, that means this statement expecting x value is like a function, but the received value is like what? Number. So that you can get the error is like what? X is not a
Not
function.
a function.
Okay, now if you come here, see, I have one statement where x equals to 10. Now, if you call like this, now see, my x is not a function. Hey man, okay, this x calling, you are calling x means you only said x should be what? X should be what? Function. But my x is what here? X is what? Number. Is my number is a function? Is my number is a function? No, right? That's the reason you can get like what? X is not a function or not. Understood, everyone? Okay, here, okay, you're expecting a function, but received what? Received number. So that what kind of error you can get it? X is not a function. X is not a function. This x you can leave it. Is not a function. Wherever you see this error message like is not a function, it means they are expecting a function received other than function. Multiple times you can see this kind of error messages. Okay, in future we are going to debug that time. If you get this kind of errors, how to fix, you should know that the reason error messages are very very important in any programming language. Got my point? If you know the error message, if you read that error message properly, then the time, okay, 50% solution you can get it by reading that error message only. Most of the times we are not doing that one. We are not do that. So try to read the error message properly. So here is not a function wherever you see this error message, you can understand like, okay, he is expecting a function received other than function or not. Like that you can say. Like that you can understand. Okay, na everyone? Okay. Now again fresh. Okay, think like this. Now, if you run this one, this statement only, fresh statement. If I run this one, okay, what happened? Anyone?
A is not defined.
A is not defined.
A is not defined. A is not defined. Why A is not defined means here there has two sections. Okay, the execution flow is like this. There has two sections, A and calling. First, it is looking for what? A. A is there or not there? First of all, A is there or not there?
Okay.
A itself not there, right? If it is not there, it is not go to the next level call. It is not go to the next level statement. Okay, here itself it's like failed or not. Okay, so my A you are calling, but A is not there, so that my A is not defined error. You can get it or not. Understood? One.
Yes.
Now, if I write like this, what do you think about this?
A is not a function.
A is not a function. A is not a function. Here, this one, where A. What is my default value for this particular A? What is my default value?
Undefined.
It's like undefined. In JavaScript, if you not assign any value for the variable, what is my default value? It is like undefined or not. Where A is like undefined. Okay. A is defined with no value, undefined value. Come here. Two sections are there. First one, A is there or not there? A is there or not there?
There.
Yes,
Yes.
there.
There.
What is the value? Undefined is the value.
Undefined.
Now, if you come to this statement, A calling means A expected what? Function. But the actual received value is what? Undefined. Is my undefined is a function? Is my undefined is a function? Come
No.
on. No,
No.
right? So that what error you can get it? Again,
Not.
same error you can get it. Hey man, this is like undefined. I'm expecting like a function. That the reason. Again, you can get the error is like what? A is not a function or not. Other than function, any value you can pass. You can get the same error or not. Not a function, not a function, not a function like that. Understood? So for two error messages are okay. Is not defined and is not a function. Come on. Clear, okay, everyone?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, okay, then the next one, right? Okay, create a function, find the sum of two numbers. Now execute that one. Come on, how we can? In console, I want to write it. You can write the function. Okay, function. After that, my function name. Next, representation. Next, okay, function body. In the console,
Body.
if you want to come to the next line, okay, just click on shift and enter. If the console, if you want to come to the next line, okay, shift enter. If you want to go to the next line in the console, I'm talking about only console. In the console, while practicing JavaScript, if you want to go to the next line, then that time don't click on enter directly. If you click on enter means that is going to execute. So that if you want to come to the next line, just click on shift to enter, shift to enter. Now in between, I need some gap. One more line if you want to shift to enter. Now see this. Okay, if you want one more line, shift to enter. If you directly click on enter, see my function, my statement executed or not. That the reason in the console while doing practice, if you want to go to the next line, then the time press shift and click on enter. Okay. Now function sum. Okay, here what you want me to do? Where n1 equals to 10, where n2 equals to 20, my where sum equals to n1 plus n2, and print of my, okay, sorry, console.log of my sum. Done. Now, my function ready. See, whenever you executed one statement, if there is no errors, nothing, what is this undefined? I will tell you. Just wait. Whenever you executed one statement, there is no errors, there is no messages, no, okay, what I can say, exception message here, then the time you can see, you can understand like this statement executed without any errors. Now, if you run, okay, if you click on this one, if you click on enter, what is the value? If I click on enter now, what is the value? If I click on enter now, what is the value?
Yes,
Hmm?
it's a function.
It shows the sum is a function.
Sum is a function. See this, my sum is a function. My sum is a function. So how we can say this sum is like a function? See, there has the F symbol is there, na? F. Okay, so my sum is like a function or not? Yes or no? First, you are looking for some member. What is the order? First, looking for this sum where? Looking for this sum where?
Predefined member or not?
Define
Predefined member.
and then comes to library,
Library.
and then comes to
Libraries.
your scope, your file. Okay, still it is not there. You can get the error is what? Sum is not defined or not. If it is there, if it is defined, that particular sum holds which kind of value, that value you can see or not. Here the sum is like a function, so that it is looks like this. Okay, once it is done, in your hand, one function is there. What you can do with that? If you have one function, what you can do with that?
Call it.
We have to call it.
Call that one. If you not call, there is no use of that particular function or not. You should have to call it. If you not call, there is no use of that one. So you should have to call it. So how we can call? So you can call with the name and the function representation is this one or not. Whenever you call, as usual, you can get the output or not. Understood? Still, this undefined. Okay, we not explained. We'll explain that one. Just wait. They're okay how to create a simple function and how to call that function. Agreed or not, everyone, in JavaScript? How to create a function and how to call that particular function. In this particular function has some variables, na? Where. We not discussed about where. Okay, we not discussed about let and the constant. Where is always tell something about one statement we said. Okay, we discussed where let constant. Is it representing the type of your variable value? Is it represents the type of your variable value?
No.
No, right? What it represents there? It tells something about the behavior of your variable or not. Var let to constant, it's not tell something about the variable value type. Okay, like Java, int a equals to 10. Okay, it tells something about the variable value type is like a integer. It is in JavaScript, it's not like that. Var let constant, we are telling like data types only, but those are not tell something about the value types. Those are tell something about the variable behavior. Okay, what is that behavior? We'll discuss the difference between var let constant. What is the difference? We'll discuss that one. Okay, for now, are you okay? How to create a function? Agreed? Okay. Now the requirement like changed. What you know? Now the first person is there now. All these 10 members requires the sum of 10, 21. But now they said like, hey, I don't want 10, 20. We have our own numbers. This guy said like, I have, okay, 1 comma 2. This guy said like, I have 10 comma 200. Another person said like another 2 numbers. Next person said like another 2 numbers, something like that. Now tell me, this particular one, whatever you define this function, is it satisfied their requirement?
No.
If you define like this, is it satisfied their requirement?
No,
No.
not satisfied.
Okay, if you call that particular function, always they can get the output is like what? 30 only or not? Always they can get the output is like what? 30 only. But they said like what? This person is required sum of 1 comma 2. This person is required sum of 10 comma 20. The another person their own numbers. Another person their own numbers. Now tell me how you can handle this scenario. Anyone?
Yeah, we can
Using
We
parameter.
can pass the
parameters
data to the
Function is
arguments.
using
Can
parameter.
pass like a parameter.
receive the parameter,
Like
receive the
that.
values.
Yes. So that now tell me this person have 1 comma 2. So here this is the function. Now you have to pass those values. Now tell me where is the space to pass those values? Either before, okay, here, okay, in this, either here, or the next one is like in between here. Three places are there. Which place is the syntactical valid? Okay, 1 comma 2 you want me to pass here, syntactical invalid. 1 comma 2 you want me to pass after this brace, syntactical invalid. Where you want me to pass? Okay, here in the these braces are there now. In this brace only you have to pass. If you want to pass the data, you can pass it. Okay, now my question is like, when we can pass the data to the function? When we can pass the data to the function? When?
While
While
calling.
calling,
Right? While calling the function or not? Okay, here we can say it's like a define the function, and this one we can say like what? Calling the
Method call.
function or not. While calling, how we can pass the data? While calling, how? Okay, we can pass the data as like a parameters or not.
through parameters.
Parameters or not. So how we can pass it? Like this you can pass. Yes or no? Like this you can pass. Now once you pass the data to the function, how that function can hold it? How the function can hold? How that function can hold? That function can hold, see, these values go to that particular function. One value, how we can hold it? With
Through
variable.
parameters.
With variable, right? So that my 1 and 2, okay, we are passing like a parameters here. This is my parameter set. Yeah, here if you want to hold one variable reference is required or not. So can I put some variable? Okay, for example n1, another value also they are passing, so that can you hold that value with one more variable, something like this? Yes or no? So tell me, my n1 variable holds which value? 1. My n2 variable holds which value? 2 or not? Now can I remove this one, whatever the hard coded values you used? Now my n1 value and my n2 value you passed, so that you can find the sum and you can print it or not. You can find the sum and you can print it or not. Agreed, everyone? Come on.
Yes.
Okay, this particular function we can say like what? And this particular function, the difference is what? My function which is not having the parameters, but this function you define with some parameters or not. Yes or no? Come on.
Yes.
Now if you come here, okay, this is my function. Now tell me, is it a valid call or invalid call in JavaScript, or it gives me an error? In Java and .NET, it's like invalid. Okay, how many values it is expecting? Okay, that many values you have to pass it. In Python even also you have to pass those many values, but in JavaScript it's like valid or invalid. It gives me an error or not? Okay, in
Oh, yeah.
JavaScript, one thing you have to remember, in JavaScript they not considered the arguments list, parameters list. In JavaScript, one statement you have to remember, that statement we not yet discussed. In the oops concepts we can discuss. In JavaScript there is no overloading concept. Overloading concept is not there. That's the reason in JavaScript they not consider the parameters. If you pass or not pass, it's treated like a valid call only. Now if you come here, the result may be unexpected result, you can get it, but it is not gives me any error. See that? Got my point? Agreed, everyone? But in Java, in Python, in .NET, one function or one method you are calling means how many parameters it is expecting, those many values you have to pass it. Yes or no? Come on.
Yes.
Okay. Now here, why this like NaN? NaN stands for not a number. Now tell me, are you passing any data? Are you passing any data to this particular
Hmm?
function? No, right?
No.
If not pass any data, what is my default value for this particular variables in JavaScript? What is the default value for this particular variables?
Undefined.
Undefined.
Right? Undefined plus undefined. So here undefined plus undefined. What is that value?
Not a number.
Not a number.
Not a number or not. Undefined plus null. Null. Undefined JavaScript one value, null also one value. Undefined plus null. What is the value?
Not a number.
Number only or not. Okay. Null plus null. Null is nothing but no value, 0.
0.
0. Okay. True plus true. True plus true. True is always like 1. Value wise,
1.
it's like 1. Okay. 1 plus 1, it's like, okay, 2. So false, false plus null. My false is like 0 and my null also what? 0. 0 plus 0 is like 0 only or not. 0 only or not. Okay. Sachin plus 10. Okay. It's a kind of concatenation or not. Okay. Sachin plus undefined. Okay. Anything with string, it is like a concatenation only or not. It is like a concatenation only or not. Yes or no? Okay. 10 plus undefined. 10 plus undefined. 10 plus undefined. It's like what? Not a number.
Not a number.
Not a number. Now, if you come back to this, okay, this is my function, my sum of 10. What is my answer? What is my n1 value?
N1 10.
Okay, what is my n2 value? You not passed any.
Undefined.
So what is my n2 value? Undefined. 10 plus undefined. What is the value? Not a number.
Not a number.
Not a number. Understood everyone? So far good. Okay. Okay then. Now I have one question. Just answer this. I have a function. I have a function with one argument. Okay. Now here, just I'm printing like console.log of a. Tell me, what is the type of my a? What is the type of my a? Type of a. Okay.
Infinite.
See, in JavaScript, do we have any type for the variables?
No.
Do we have any type for the variables?
No.
No, right? That statement is okay. Okay. Now I have one more statement. Function. What is the type of my x? Okay, here also there is no type.
Function.
Here also there is no type. Okay, see. In JavaScript, there is no type for the variable. That's okay, 100% correct. But based on the usage, as a developer, you have to assume the type. You have to decide the type. Now, if you observe the second one, my x is like a parameter. I didn't mention any type as per the syntax. But you are using x like what? Come on. You are using x like what? You are doing what? X
Function.
calling. You are calling x means x should be what?
Function.
Function, right? So that my function take one parameter, that parameter type should be what? Function. If you not pass the function other than function, if you pass, what kind of error you can get it? If you receive other than function, you are expecting a function. What kind of error
Not
you
a
can get it?
function.
X is not a
Not
function.
Is not a function error, you can get it or not. If you come to this one, here also no type, here also no type. So tell me, what is the type of my a? Here type of x, what the type of x is what? should be function. Should be function. Other than function, if you get any error, is not a function error, you can get it. Here, what is the type of my a?
Anytime.
Any
It
type.
can be any
Any
type.
type.
Any type, right? What I'm doing, whatever you pass, just I'm printing, that's it. I'm not doing any operation, right? If I pass 10, no, 10 no, printed, that's it. If I pass like string printed, are you doing any operations? Are you performing any operation? Tell me. Are you
No.
performing any operation? No, right? Okay, in this case, okay, as a developer, based on the uses, I can decide my a is what? What is the type of my a? I can decide what is the type of my a?
Variable.
Any type, right? Anything you can pass. But here, as a developer, based on the uses, what is the type of my x?
Should be function.
It should be a
Function.
function or not. Understood, everyone? There is no type for the variables, but as a developer, you should know what kind of value you have to pass it. Now you can pass any, you said 10, no error. You can pass Sachin, no error. String, you can pass boolean, no error. You can pass 1 comma 2 comma 3 array, no error. You can pass, okay, one object, no error. You can pass one function also, no error. No error. Say this syntax, no error. Anything you can pass. But if you come to this statement, say that. If you come to this statement, now tell me my function. If you pass this one, see that x is not a function. If you pass this one, see that x is not a function. They're expecting what? They're expecting
Function.
what? Function
It
type.
should be a function.
Function, whatever you pass, you can get the same exception, you can get it or not. What is that? Is not a function. Understood, everyone? In JavaScript, obviously there is no, okay, there has no type. But as a developer, based on the usage of that particular member, you have to decide the type or not. Based on the usage of that particular member, you have to decide. They are using like this, means you should have to pass what? One function or not. Understood, everyone? So for good. Anyone have any questions so far? Anyone have any questions so far? If you learn JavaScript properly, Python is nothing. Say kind of similar kind of concepts and everything. Okay, little bit difference obviously there. You can learn by your own. Go on. Any questions, anyone so far? Anyone have any questions? No? No questions? Okay. So we are going to share you the videos. Okay. We are going to share you the videos. You can find from here. Okay. Go to our video school.
Sir, for video, we have to pay 100 rupees more.
Already you are like a full stack UI student, not required.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay, just you can enroll the JavaScript. Okay. Okay, here the JavaScript already gone. Okay, I'm going to enable that one. Here you can see like a JavaScript. Okay, so that we can click on this one, and here you can see one link. Okay, there you can enroll. Once you enroll this one, you can log in. You can see the enrolled courses. There you can find the videos. Okay, just try if you have
Yeah.
any questions. Most of the people knows. Okay, newcomers who is like newly joined for JavaScript, you can. Any questions, anyone?
Sir, external JS file means global variables you are referring to.
External JS is nothing but, for example, 1.js is there. Okay, that JS file you are going to include in your HTML script source equals to something. For example, React is there. React is like a library. That JS file we are going to load it, right? Those are like which are coming like outside the JS files.
Okay.
External JS.
So predefined members means it will always look into the super object windows only.
Yes, predefined members means already okay. JavaScript people which are like they provided. Okay, those predefined members they keep inside. Okay, they kept inside one of the super object that is like window. All the predefined members.
So only window, any other?
Okay, window is there. Okay, window you can use. Okay, we have different names also. Now, if you come here, okay, in this only go to the console. The main is like window. Okay, in the window. Now see the window representation, self also we can represent the same. This also we can represent the same. Okay, in the context my this pointing to window only. Myself also pointing to window only, but recommended to use this way. Okay,
So this is representing window.
yeah, this in the current context, in this context this is representing window. If
Okay.
this used this keyword used in the class, this one is representing the class object. This one is like keep on change. That the reason recommended to use this one window.
Okay.
Yeah, scripting language the difference I will tell tomorrow. Okay, Satish. Yeah,
So yesterday class is uploaded in.
yeah, I'm going to upload this one today. Okay, okay, then thank you guys, thanks for joining.